Welcome to Terra Tribe. I'm Elizabeth, and this afternoon we are feeding the goats. So we get some water. Since our goats are Nubians, they require a little bit extra attention, and we are in an area where they're quite susceptible to barber pole worms. And since they've just all had babies, we've had 7 kids this season, all the mamas' immunities are down, so we're trying to build them back up. So we use copper sulfate. We use 4 teaspoons of that. 4, 5, 6. These are half teaspoons, so I use 8 of them. And then we give that a good mix. Bring it down to our bucket. Give that a good mix. So this recipe is for 7 goats, and there's 5 babies in there, but only 2 of the babies are eating. Then we put 2 big scoops of coconut meal in. Since we put the 8 half teaspoons or 4 teaspoons of copper in, we need to balance that with dolomite, which is calcium magnesium. We give them 2 cups of that. We give half a cup of sulfur. And half a cup of mineral mix. We are also adding a cupful of DE. So we mix this all together. Can you hear them? You mix it in good. Since we split this between 3 buckets, so 2 buckets go to the mama goats, 1 bucket goes to the wethers and the male goat, the buck. So here in Australia, our soils are very deficient in calcium, magnesium, hence why the dolomite. But also goats need a lot of copper. Copper will help with the barber pole worms. We do have free range minerals, but we don't have copper in that because we don't have enough spaces for that. But we do have copper. We have sulfur, bicarb soda. They self-medicate with that when they need it. We also give them seaweed meal, and we give them DE and mineral mix in there. Oh, and dolomite. So they can self-medicate with those things anytime. But each day, this is the mix we give them to make sure they're eating a balanced. They do get forage, so we give them bananas, ice cream bean, mulberry at the moment because the mulberries are full. So, I'll pop you up here. Okay, so we need 3 buckets. In Australia, Bunnings is our hardware store, and it's their buckets outweighs everybody's. They're so good. They're very hardy. Okay, I'll pop you down. So we evenly spread out our mineral mix and coconut meal between 3 buckets. It's about 1.5 to 2 scoops each. So we've got a little bit left over, so we're just gonna then we're going to give a dash of apple cider to all of them. And then our next thing is biowormer. So biowormer is, how do I explain it? It's like a fungus, but they ingest it. It doesn't kill the barber pole worm or the worms. It actually eats the larvae of the worms when they poop them out. So this is to stop the cycle of the worms, but also they love it. Also, since the boys don't have access to the seaweed meal, they get the seaweed meal. As I said, the mums got lower immunity from having kids at the moment, so we give them a little bit of turmeric, and we are giving chlorophyll to the mamas that are feeling they got a little bit of iron deficiency. So the next thing we give them is grain. We give them a special goat and sheep grain. This does have some minerals in it, but and we don't feed them a lot. So we only feed 1 scoop, or 1/3 scoops per bucket. Too much grain for goats can put too much pressure on their rumen, and it can cause bloat. So we don't give too much. We give enough to give subsistence. We mix that all up. All our buckets are mixed up. That. And then we fill it with oaten. So this is our oaten that we give them, and we give 1 smaller bucket per bigger bucket. Each of the goats. So as I said, so this bucket here does the males. There's 2 males over there and a young female. Then we got 2 buckets that do the mama goats. So there's 4 mama goats in there and 5 babies. So that's what that does. Let's go feed them. Yeah, anything left over from yesterday? And pop it in. This is their mineral buffet, so we got the bicarb, the sulfur, the DE, the mineral mix, the dolomite, and I have to fill up the seaweed. So, see, this mum is looking a bit skinny. She had twins. Here are her babies, Cora and Calvin. Hey, darling. Then this mama here, she had triplets, but we're hand raising 2 of them, Edith and Everdeen, and this is Eden. So then this mama here, this Nigerian dwarf, she had 1 little boy. This is Dex. And Jill, where is he? This is Jill. She had little Fifi. So she's only a week and a half old. Everyone else is over 3 weeks old now. That's not your baby, is it? Okay, so then we've got Dash and the young female, and we've got Jack. You guys are going to get fed now, hey? Thought I'd just show you, this is our seaweed that we use. We're going to get this. They eat almost one of them a day. This is so good. This is for iodine. We also feed this to our cattle in the morning. So this is us putting the seaweed in here. I find everyone is feeding on the seaweed at the moment. Even the babies are self-medicating. They know what they need. Even though we give them a varied diet, we aren't rotationally grazing them, which what they need, and eventually we will be. This is Calvin. This is Cora. And everybody is into the seaweed. So that is the goats done. The chickens are done too. Actually, something I didn't get to do is check all their eggs. I did inside their coop, but I didn't do all their other little spots. So this is our stick pile. So the goats get all their ice cream bean, pigeon pea, and banana, anything left over goes in this stick pile. Eventually we will mulch it down. Ooh. Oh, look at those two different birds. Our geese, our little protectors. So these guys are here for the foxes. They do bite. They won't hurt. You just think they're scary, don't you? That's what we want. So, goats are done, chickens are done. Now we get to do cows. So cows, they get a grain because they're both milking. We don't feed our other cows that aren't milking. We feed them an all-purpose stock feed from Kilpie, which is a local food producer. And we also give them the oaten. So they do get the biowormer, but they get that in the morning. And they get the seaweed meal in the morning. Also, they get sunflower seeds. Sunflower seeds is a great source of vitamin A, and I find the milk is so much creamier with the sunflower seeds. But you don't want to give them too much, so only half a scoop. So these guys get 3 scoops each. So at the moment, Joey, she's giving us about maybe 12 litres a day. I can't remember if it was 3. 1, we'll compare. 2, 3. I'll have to look back in that. I'm sure it was 3. And so Joey is giving us about that 12, 13 litres a day at the moment. And Philly is giving us, she gives us nearly 20. She probably gives us 18. So on average we're getting about 30 litres of milk a day. Sometimes more, sometimes a little bit less. So We do 2 buckets, 1 each for Joey and Philly, and then we do an extra bucket of chaff just in case someone eats very quick and won't stand for me. So that's what we do. Let's go down and milk the cows. Need to make sure all the cats, she's got cobwebs on her, are out of the feed shed. All the buckets are covered. We do have a bit of a mice problem, but then we don't also want a snake problem. So, Betty, we're going to have to hop out, darling. Come on. I know. Not fun. So, Joey went in really well, and this is Jersey, who has knocked over all my buckets. It happens quite often with her. Come on, let's go, come on, come on, let's go. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. Come on, come on. Trying to convince her to go anywhere is hard. So she doesn't get grain because we're not milking her at the moment. But she is very stubborn. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. There's always someone not participating in the program. Come on. Come on, let's go. Let's see if she'll follow. She's coming. Come on. Get her out far enough. And the only option is to run in and close the gate before she comes. Ah, I did it. Oh, it's not nice, is it, Jersey? So, Annabelle is Jersey's baby. Annabelle is an escape artist and wants to eat the neighbour's paddocks, so she's locked in with the sheep. Hey. Hey, Bonnie. This is Joey's baby, and she's just starting to eat food, so she's like, what is this good stuff? Can I pat? Can I pat? Her favourite part is rubbing under here. Oh, isn't that right? Hey? Oh, so good. But that's not your food. Philly, you're next. Not now. So, I'll set you up. So Philly is about, this is Joey, sorry. Joey is about 8 years old, and I think she's had about 5 calves. So we set ourselves up. Get a cloth. I have a baby soap that I use for her. So I hand milk almost every morning and night. Sorry, forgot my warm water. So in the morning, overnight she's locked away with Bonnie, her baby, and I milk all 4 out. I milk 3 out. I usually milk out the 2 back ones and this side one. In the afternoon, because Philly's going to be with her all night, I only milk out the 2 back ones. She produces more milk than Bonnie needs, and her milk is so creamy at the moment. So we just clean it off with some warm water, some baby soap, and then we dry it off. Thank you. And we use olive oil to lubricate. I'll put you on time lapse so you can see his milk. So my husband and I didn't grow up as farmers, but we definitely chose this lifestyle 5 years ago. We wanted to live a different way. We realized that how we were feeding our children and how we were feeding ourselves it wasn't in alignment with what we wanted for our futures. And as they say, homesteading's like a downward slope. You get chickens, you realize how good the eggs taste, and then you start growing food and you realize how different food tastes when you grow it yourself. Bonnie's come to help. So Bonnie, if Bonnie drinks off Joey while I'm milking, she lets down her cream so much faster and we get a lot more milk. So we encourage Bonnie to drink. I'm not sure if you can see her. So having dairy cows, I've never had a big animal before and I've never milked before. So I learnt to milk via YouTube, of people off YouTube, and practice. A lot of practice. So we got Joey in December 22, so we've had cows nearly 2 years now, and I've nearly milked every single day of that 2 years. There's only been a few days where we didn't. So when Joey got pregnant, we milked her until she was about 6 months, and the last 3 months we decided not to milk her, but it was only about a month into it that we got Philly. So now we milk 2 cows. So the last thing I do is I spray her with apple cider vinegar, rosemary oil, basil oil, and peppermint oil on Bonnie as well. The reason is that we have so many ticks, and I find this almost eliminates all the ticks. The flies, it helps with the flies, but it doesn't stop the flies. So I've also taken to checking her around here because we've picked a few paralysis ticks off, and paralysis ticks can make them quite sick, but it also can make the animals quite sick. The sheep can make the dogs quite sick, can even kill them. So I just try and do a quick rub over her. I find the paralysis ticks are sticking to their neck and their shoulders, but the essential oils is really helping. Now we got to go get Philly from her paddock into here. Come on, Philly. changeover. Joey comes out. Come on, Joey. And over here. Come on. Come here. Philly eats super quick, so that's why we get another bucket of chaff. I had to run down the hill so she can come around the water slide. So we have a water slide that we use for forest school. We used it today for the homeschool kids, so that has an electric fence around it so the cows can't stand on it or destroy it or poop on it. So we don't want the kids swimming in poopy water. So this is Philly. She is glorious. I absolutely love her so much. We do the same with her, rub her over. She's actually, I'm not sure if you can see, but she's got some bits here where we've picked paralysis ticks off. So we have to make sure she's definitely doesn't have any. So we're gonna milk her now. We milk all 4 teats on, we milk all 4 teats on Philly. So it takes us a little bit longer. So, and she is full. We might give her extra chaff now and then I'll sit down and milk.